All right, welcome back. Judges chapter 8. So continuing down Gideon.
Start of week 2.
Week 2. So a couple things. One, follow along with your Bible. Probably mess up. Different Bible versions say different things. So something to kind of note for. 2, the link for the notes that we're using. We made them. We're going to have them in the description if you'd like to follow along with those. 3, if we miss anything, leave it down in the comments down below. We want this place to be a place of information, and we don't want to miss anything.
See if you put stuff down below in the comments, then that creates engagement.
Yeah, helps more people.
Which improves it on the algorithm, and then it gets out to more people.
Mm-hmm. So please do that.
So more people can comment down below. See, it's all great big
working
circle.
together. And on my behalf, I'm going to apologize if I say any of these names wrong, because I probably will. That being said,
I'd like to apologize for yesterday because I said I wouldn't, but I did.
Oh, the names, yeah.
That one name, the Beth, and then the last part. That sounds way too close to what we would consider a curse word for me to even attempt to. So, I didn't even try. But anyway, we're going to start in verse 1. Here we go. Verse 1, And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not when thou wantest to fight with the Midianites? And they did chide with him sharply. So the men of Ephraim, some reason they have a bee in their bonnet over, which means they're mad, over Gideon not inviting them to fight the Midianites. They asked Gideon, well, why have you treated us this way? Chide means to contend. Kind of like they're chirping at him or barking at him. They're really angry for some reason with Gideon over this. Probably jealousy. They're wanting the glory of the honor from the battle. By the way, Ephraim, powerful tribe, right?
Yes, very.
One of the 2 tribes that are actually Joseph's kids. So anyway, don't know why they're angry at Gideon. Verse 2, And he said unto them, this is Gideon, What have I done now in comparison of you? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abiezer? So Gideon tells the men of Ephraim, they did more than what Gideon's tribe, Abiezer, did. This is wise leadership, and he respects the effort Ephraim did, praising their efforts more than his own. Always a good way to calm somebody down. Ephraim was the tribe to kill 2 of the Midianite leaders. So these, at the end of last chapter, these are the 2 dudes that cut the heads off the 2 princes and mailed them to Gideon. And for some reason, they're mad about that. Example of soft answer
Turning away
wrath, right?
Yeah, if Gideon would have fought back right then, it could have ended a little differently. But he was like, hey,
he's like, dude,
glory to
you're
God,
the ones that killed the princes. What are you talking about?
There's
if you want glory, there's your glory and honor.
Yep, right there.
I don't. Yeah. Dudes, calm down. You just won. Verse 3, God hath delivered into your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeb, and what was I able to do in comparison of you? Then their anger was abated toward him when he said that. So, again,
they calmed down real fast.
Dude, that. Which is true.
Yeah.
Gideon didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. You're the ones that killed the 2 princes.
They ran
why
from me.
Are you even, why, dude? Why are you bringing this on me, dude?
All right, continue on.
Anyway,
Verse 4. Gideon came to Jordan and passed over, he and the 300 men that were with him, faint yet pursuing them. So Gideon with the 300 men.
The Lord's 300.
Yeah, the real 300.
The OG.
Yeah, Gideon and them are they're tired, but they're still pursuing after the Midianites. Not a single one of Gideon's men died. All of them are alive, and all of them are pursuing right now.
Yep.
Verse 5. And he said unto the men of Succoth, Give, I pray you, loaves of bread unto the people that follow me, for they be faint, and I am pursuing after Zebah and Zalmunna, kings of Midian. So it's very important what's about to happen here. Gideon asked the people of that word for bread as they continue to pursue the men of Midian. That city is east of the Jordan River and the land of the tribe of Gad. So they're heading through tribal territory. And they're like, hey, can we get some food? Let's see how they respond to this. Verse 6. And the princes of Sukkoth said, are the hands of Zebon and Zalmunna now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine army? So the leaders of that city refused to give Gideon bread. They're like, they're scared of siding with Gideon too early. So,
they're like Switzerland. They'd rather not be involved.
Well, we don't, because if Gideon loses, then now we just help someone that was attacking these people that are pressing us. So they're like, I'd rather not. This is going to come back to bite them in the butt here in a second.
Yeah.
But they lack faith in not only Gideon's army to kill the Midians, but they're also fearing the wrong everything. They should have had faith in God using Gideon. They should have not feared these enemy oppressors. They should have feared the Lord overall. He didn't do that. Verse 7. And Gideon said, therefore, when the Lord hath delivered Zebah and Zalmunna into mine hand, then I will tear your flesh with the thorns of the wilderness and with briars. Okay, I read the first time. So Gideon is tells them, once God has let the Midianite leaders into their hands, so once we get these guys and kill them, we're going to be retaliating against you guys. So this is punishment. Yeah, punishment's about to come after the guaranteed victory for Gideon and that army. That should strike fear into them more than the oppressors.
Because God's with them.
Yeah, so it's like, whoa, verse 8. And when he went up thence to Penal, and spake unto them likewise, and the men of Penal answered him as the men of Sukkoth had answered him. So same answer, the men of Penal, they're saying the exact same thing. They're also east of the Jordan River, believed to be in the tribe of Gad. So kind of in the same region, the same line of following. These people are just letting them go, and then when their own people, their own kinfolk, their own tribes, not tribes, their own Israelites, their own people come by, they're like, let's just, no, we don't want no part of this.
Not our battle.
Yep. Not the right way of thinking. Verse 9, and he spake also unto the men of Penal, saying, when I come again in peace, I will break down this tower. So again, Gideon likewise tells them, hey, there's going to be punishment for refusing to help us, your own people. Their punishment is the destruction of their tower. So we're going to learn a little bit more about this tower here in a second, but probably like a big place of where they could watch, or it's like a fence mechanism. So they're basically being like, this is gone. Sorry.
Probably proud of it.
Yeah. Real proud of it, apparently.
Verse 10. Now Zebah and Zalmunna were in Karkor, and their hosts with them, about 15,000 men, and all that were left of all the hosts of the children of the east, for there fell 120,000 men that drew the sword. So the Midianite army now has only 15,000 soldiers. If you remember the day before, if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, you should go check it out. Cool part of history. Do it. Seriously. Anyway. But now they only have 15,000 out of 135,000, which they started with.
A lot died there.
So if you do the math, 120,000 are dead. And again, the 300 of Gideon's men, none of them are dead. So they've dramatically increased the odds. God did. But anyway, so Karkor is only mentioned here in the Bible and is believed to be farther east than the cities Gideon had passed now. So
where they're heading to.
If you get the picture, they're heading east. They're just rocking and rolling east, chasing these dudes, right? Verse 11, and Gideon went up by the way of them that dwell in tents on the east of Nobah and Jogbehah, and smote the host, for the host was secure. So the Midianites reached a place near those two cities I just mentioned. Don't ask me to say them again. That was really hard. But anyways, they felt safe over there because they felt like they're far enough away, I guess, from the border of Israel. But they're about to see how relentless Gideon's pursuit is. Verse 12, and when Zebah and Zalmunna fled, he pursued after them and took the two kings of Midian, Zebah and Zalmunna, and discomfited all the hosts. So the two rulers that are running from Gideon caught up to him and causes the entire army to basically dissolve. He discombobulated. Anyway, Gideon took leadership and caused the army to collapse out of fear. So they're basically like,
Big
It's
count.
it's like what they used to teach if you're a student of history or anything. Back during Civil Wars, if you killed the officer, then the men don't know what to do. They're confused.
Cutting off the head of the snake.
Basically, just what he did. Not a good idea, just FYI, to do that with the American military, because then you let the grunts off the chain and they get to do whatever they want to do, which is not good for you. So, but that's anyways the idea. They killed the leaders and the men are confused.
All right, verse 13. We're about to see the punishment that Gideon said he would inflict on them cities. And Gideon, the son of Joshua, Joash, returned from the battle before the sun was up. So before the sun rises in the morning, Gideon's already returning back home to inflict punishment. So all these events are happening because we know it happened at close to midnight, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
The next day, probably.
Yeah. So now we're
the following
continuing through the night. They're chasing these people. They caught them, they killed them, and now they're returning back. Yeah. So this is all within
a day or two, probably.
Well, like a couple hours. You know, it's one event.
I don't know if they're moving that fast.
Well, because it was before the sun came up. So that happened at night before the sun came up. A very short period.
They're moving though.
Yeah, they're moving. Yeah.
No wonder they're hungry.
Yeah. Verse 14, and caught a young man of the men of Succoth, and inquired of him, and he described unto him the princes of Succoth, and the elders thereof, even 70 men. So Gideon catches a man from that city and makes him describe, which means write. Again, look at the original language. The leaders of the people, the city, and there were 77 elders who were the leaders. So there's like 77 high officials, kind of government in this city. Let's see what he's going to do with them. In verse 15, and he came unto the men of Succoth and said, Behold, Zebah and Zalimani, wait, whom ye did upbreed me, saying, Are the hands of Zebah and Zalimani now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thy men that are weary? So he's confronting them. Hey, you said if I don't have them yet. Here they are. So, what's the deal? Yep, what's the deal with that? So he shows how he captured the Midianite leaders. He brings up how they refused to bring his men bread and showed their error in judging and lacking faith. So he's playing out calling them out here. Verse 16, and he took the elders of the city and the thorns of the wilderness and briars, and with them he taught the men of Succoth. So, ouch. Gideon takes the leaders and with thorns and briars punishes them. Gideon most likely with these men punish them severely. I mean, they probably learned their lesson from this, I imagine. He inflicted a lot of pain. This is a shift for Gideon's character, as he was hesitant, humble. Now he's forceful and severe.
Yeah, now he's taking initiative. Right?
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing like a flip there to how Gideon's evolved, and we're going to see this play out a little bit later.
He's a little less cowardly than the beginning.
Here in the latter part of the chapter.
Yeah.
Verse 17, and he beat down the tower of Peniel and slew the men of the city. So, whoa. Gideon moves out of the city of Peniel, where he tears down the tower and kills the men. So, very severe. And it's important to remember that God did not tell Gideon to do this. We're kind of seeing a part of Judges where the judges are starting to act out of their own vengeance. But God never said to do this to, again, his own people in the way Gideon did it. So just kind of be mindful of, why is Gideon doing this? Is it to serve God, or is it because he's wanting vengeance of his own?
Probably a little latter.
Yeah, just think about that when you look at that. Yep.
Verse 18, then said he unto Zebah and Zalmunna, What manner of men were they whom ye slew at Tabor? And they answered, As thou art, so were they. Each one resembled the children of a king. So Gideon here is asking the two leaders that he just captured, who all they killed at Tabor. The Midianites answered that they looked like him, saying they killed his brothers. They're kind of
basically just saying, "Hey, I killed your family."
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
Kind of told on itself.
Yep. This is moving again. They're captured, so they're moving out of pride rather than like, "Hey, we're sorry we did this." They're not pleading for like, "Hey, look, I don't care if you kill me. I killed."
Also, kind of says what they think about Gideon when it says, "Well, they resemble children of the king." So
yeah.
Verse 19. And he said, They were my brothers, even the sons of my mother, as the Lord liveth. If ye had saved them alive, I would not slay you. So Gideon says he's his brothers. You can see he's taking a little vengeance into his hands.
Yeah.
saying, as the Lord liveth, he's basically saying, like, I swear, or, I promise, taking an oath. Gideon tells him if they had spared his brothers, he would have spared them, but since they didn't spare his brothers, he's not going to spare them.
Yep.
He's moving out of his own personal vengeance. I mean, you have to remember, as a child of God, you have to remember that vengeance is the Lord's.
Yep. Leave it up to him.
There's that verse, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. You're supposed to pray for our enemies, not take vengeance out of them.
Yeah, in your own hands. Definitely do that.
The Lord will do that for you.
And his is a lot more just.
And you should pray for him because of that. Because
the
Lord's vengeance is a lot more
severe.
Yes, a lot harsher than yours. Verse 20, and he said unto Jether his firstborn, up and slay them, but the youth drew not his sword, for he feared because he was yet a youth. So he tells his son to get up and kill these dudes. Which, I mean,
again,
you're not even going to do it yourself. You're going to make your kid do it. But he doesn't do it because he's afraid, because he's young, obviously.
Yeah. We don't know how old he was.
He probably has never killed anybody or been in a battle. So.
And again,
he's not able to kill.
This isn't just like battle. This is vengeance. So he's probably feeling a little bit of discernment, or at least like, he's probably hesitant towards it.
Yeah, 2 unarmed men.
Yeah. It's like,
just standing there. Verse 21, then Zebah and Zilmunah said, rise thou and fall upon us, for as the man is, so is his strength. And Gideon arose and slew Zebah and Zilmunah and took away the ornaments that were on their camels' necks.
Yep.
So the kings tell Gideon to basically man up and do it himself.
Yep.
And he obliges them. And then he takes the ornaments off of their camels, which is most likely a cloth around the animal's neck, which showed their royalty. Sometimes you'll see they like put necklaces and stuff around camels' necks sometimes.
Kind of show them that they were in charge.
Yeah, that they're prominent.
Yes.
Yeah. If you ever looked at, like, it'd be like the king's horse, right? It's obvious it's the king's horse. So their camels are decked out in the best stuff, right?
I'll continue on verse 22. Then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, both thou and thy son's son also, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. So, wow.
This won't be the first time they ask for a king.
Yep. The men of Israel...
won't be the only time.
Yes.
There we go. This is one of the first times.
The men of Israel asked Gideon and his future generations to be kings of Israel. So, not only him, but his lineage after this to be kings.
Yep. And that's not what God wants.
Yeah. Next chapter, we're going to see how this really affects Israel. Verse 23, and Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you.
Exactly.
That's a great response. We're going to see how Gideon does not fully follow that statement, though. He doesn't live by that statement, we all.
That's what it should be.
Yes.
God should be the ruler.
Yep.
Not any man.
Yeah.
Right? Because men are infallible. You should follow God.
Yeah. That's the problem with judges. They're seeking a earthly ruler when they need to be seeking a spiritual, God ruling over all of it.
And if you read on into Samuel, they fall into that trap again, where they're like, hey, we need a king.
Yep.
And then Samuel's like, well, the Lord, God, is your king. No, we want a king. Yeah.
Yep.
So, wrong thinking to have.
Mm-hmm. Continue on that.
Anyway, verse 24, and Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey, for they had golden earrings because they were Ishmaelites. So, he says, I won't be king, but I'll take your stuff. Give me...
I'll convince him there.
I'll take a reward if you give me the earrings you collected from the Midianites. The spoils of war, basically. The Ishmaelites, used here a general term for the desert people who wore gold earrings, although some were among the Midianites.
I think we talked about this in chapter 6.
Prey, like I said, is like spoils.
Yeah. That reward.
Yeah. 25, and they answered, we will willingly give them, and they spread a garment and did cast thereon every man the earrings of his prey. Again, I don't want to be king.
Yeah,
but they lay a rug out in front of him and throw all their treasure down at his feet.
Yep.
Which brings king vibes, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's something to take note of.
Verse 26. And the weight of the golden earrings that he requested was 1,700 shekels of gold, beside ornaments and collars and purple raiment that was on the kings of Midian, and beside the chains that were about their camels' necks. So apparently these are ghetto kings. But the gold earring, the 1,700 shekels of gold is about 40 to 50 pounds of gold. It's a lot of gold.
Oh yeah.
Especially these days. So Gideon's has amassed a fortune.
Yeah. It's that plus what the kings had on their camels.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Back then, purple cloth. The reason royalty wore it is because it was hard to make.
Mm-hmm.
It was considered rare.
Yep.
So Gideon's just having a lot of spoils.
Yes.
But what he's got there. Although he's not a king. I'm not the king. Yeah. But you can treat me like one. 27. And Gideon made an ephod thereof and put it in his city, even in Ophrah, and all Israel went thither whoring after it, which thing became a snare unto Gideon and to his house. So Gideon uses the gold, makes the ephod. Ephod is a priestly garment that the priests wore in worship.
Yep.
Dude's not a priest. Big no.
Yep.
You can read, I think Leviticus has a lot about the ephod. If you want to go look that up.
Yep. There's a certain way to do certain things. And this is one of the ones
Looks
where
like
he's like, yeah, let me just take this.
Almost looks like a little Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
Which is probably where they got that. But anyway, if you want to look it up, it's a good study. The issue is, like we just said, Gideon's not a priest. He's not supposed to act like that.
Yep.
People of Israel became idolatrous towards it, even worshipped it.
Yep. Not even
weird thing
Gideon,
to worship.
But the thing, yeah.
They worship the thing around his neck. Like the snide comment I made. He refused to be a king, but he's still acting like a king. You can treat me like a king, and then he leads the people away from God in his own greed toward the worshiping the thing on his neck.
Yeah. So again, we're just seeing
and we're not even a chapter removed
Gideon
away from God delivering him.
Yep. We're a couple verses down from it. All right, continue on. Verse 28. Thus was Midian subdued before the children of Israel, so that they lift up their heads no more. And the country was in quietness 40 years in the days of Gideon. So Midian is defeated, and Israel was at peace for 40 years. Yet this isn't the end of the chapter.
Despite the idolatry and stuff, God had mercy on them and gave them 40 years of peace.
Yep. And we're going to see what they're doing during this 40 years. Verse 29, and Jubal, the son of Joash, went and dwelt in his own house. So Gideon goes home, and he's going back and living in his own home.
Gideon.
Yep. Verse 30, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten, for he had many wives. 70 sons. This isn't counting daughters.
Dude.
Yeah. So we don't know how many daughters he had. We don't.
Did he sleep at night?
Yeah. But we know he had 70 sons. This implies wealth, because you have to have a lot of money to have that many kids.
Kids, that's a lot of children.
Yes.
That took a lot. Maybe not a lot of time, but.
And again, despite rejecting kingship, he's still living like he is a king.
Yeah, he's got a whole harem and 70 kids. Goodness.
He also had many wives.
He don't have much gold left, does he?
Yeah. He also has many wives. We don't know how many wives he necessarily
He'd
had.
have to, that poor woman.
Well, yeah, I would sure hope so. But in Deuteronomy 17:17, it says, neither shall he multiply wives himself, that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So Gideon is directly going against what has already been told in the law. And you see these people in the Old Testament that have many wives. God told them not to do that. So when they do that, they're disobeying God. It's not a New Testament thing to only have one wife. That's been throughout the Bible.
Testament.
Yep.
It wasn't Adam, Eve, Rebecca, Hannah, and Rachel. It was Adam and Eve. That was it. That's
what we're supposed to mirror.
And having that many wives, that's not out of love. That's just lust and pleasure.
Absolutely. So we're just seeing Gideon move on his own terms rather than, follow God. God delivered him, and now he's just reaping the spoils. And sorry, God.
The fame and the wealth has got to him.
Yep, absolutely. Verse 31, and his concubine that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son whose name he called Abimelech. So a concubine is a woman that is not a wife, but usually has sexual relations with the man. Usually they were used. We know what that means. Yeah, usually they were used to make children for the man. So because you needed to be wife to do those kind of things.
Kids, ask your parents.
Yeah. So they would call them a concubine. Yeah. think of like a secondary wife, or it's really just a prostitute.
It's a mistress.
Kind of yes. So just kind of something to notice there. But Shechem is constantly referred in the Old Testament, but currently it's a Canaanite influenced city. So he went again outside of where you're supposed to be in his own land and land they have conquered and are maintaining. And now they're going into Canaanite territory. And then here's a weird one, Abimelech. That name means my father is king.
Oh, but he's not the king.
But he's not the king, apparently. So this is kind of questionable and definitely should raise an alarm of...
You know what Gideon thought of himself, didn't you?
Why are you naming your son that? Just something weird. Think about it. It's weird. And he's got a big part in the next chapter. That's what Judges chapter 9 is about.
Yeah.
Verse 32, though. And Gideon the son of Joash died in a good old age and was buried in the sepulchre of Joash his father in Ophrah of the Abizarites. So Gideon dies in old age and is buried with his father in Ophrah. So he lived out his life and died of old age.
Yep. 33, and it came to pass as soon as Gideon was dead, that the children of Israel turned again and went whoring after Balaam and made Baal Berith their god. So as soon as the dude who stood against Baal died, they went right back to worshiping Baal.
Yep. Real, yeah.
Come on, guys. It's only been 40 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, more than that by now. But anyway, you get my point.
Yes.
Verse 30. Baal Berith, by the way, meaning Baal, Lord of the Covenant. So they love this guy named Baal. That's just a statue that they made. Anyway. Verse 34. And the children of Israel remembered not the Lord their God, who had delivered them out of the hands of all their enemies on every side. So, again, talked about it before. Cycles repeating. They forget about God again. Neither showed they kindness to the house of Jerubbaal, namely Gideon. Jerubbaal is Gideon, according to all the goodness which he had showed unto Israel. So even though Gideon's house and family had helped deliver it,
I think you'd have some
Israel,
respect for these people.
They didn't show any kindness towards him and his descendants, despite all the goodness and good acts he did for Israel. Yeah. Like helping to deliver them out of the hands of the Midianites.
Yeah. Think of like today's military, if you see someone, just be like, hey,
like
thank
a
you for your
veteran?
service. Yeah, thank you for your service. And they're just like, no, get up, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So just not what they should have been doing.
Like what happened in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Well, horrible time.
Anyways, that was Judges
time
chapter
ever.
8. So we saw how Gideon kind of flipped from, being hesitant in his faith to, being strong in his
faith. Kind of a
faith
warning about,
too much.
What the love of money does too, right?
Yeah. It can change someone like that and not for the better.
It's not money that's evil, it's the love of money.
Yep.
You should put God above
everything.
Yeah.
All of it.
And when someone asks you if you want to be king,
nope.
Tell them
we got one already. But that being said, that is Judges chapter 8. So take something away from Gideon.
Yeah. God is king, not you.
God is king, not you. Don't, you can be rewarded from God. Don't love the reward.
Stay humble.
More than God. Yeah. You don't want to love the gift more than the gift giver.
Again, Gideon didn't do anything.
Yep.
It's all through God. Just like you. I can't do nothing. Just God.
That being said, I think it's my turn to pray out. Yep.
It's only been 30 minutes.
So bad. Anyways. Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us do this again. Lord, I ask you to open our hearts in the audience, hearts to learn from what Gideon did, not make the same mistake he did. Put you first, put you as king, Lord, and not seek after our own lusts and desires and greed, but seek after you, Lord. I ask you, lead, guide, and direct us in all things. Forgive me my sins and the ways that I've failed to do this in my own life. I ask you, guide us in all things. Let your will be done. In Jesus' holy name I pray. Amen. Like, subscribe, and see you tomorrow for Judges chapter 9 and Abimelech.